Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Quiet. Hey guys, welcome to Joyful Noise Living. I'm Ashley. If you are new here, quiet. It's me. Quiet. Tell her to be quiet. Shh. You can go in the other room if you're gonna keep barking. Let's try this again. Hey guys, welcome to my channel here at Joyful Noise Living. I'm so glad you are here. I'm excited to bring to you this collab with my new friend Toshiba over at the Joyful Warrior. If you want to check out her channel, I'll link it in the description box below. Also, I'll link a playlist to the other wonderful homeschool mamas who are joining us for this collab. But we are excited to bring to you how we do our homeschool day with our children. And I am titling this with my 3 children. So 3 kids, how do I run a homeschool day with 3 kids here at home? I am going to share with you that. Okay, so we all want to know how to do a schedule, a homeschool routine, you know, the whole works, the whole kit and caboodle, how do you say it? I'm gonna skip that. The whole thing, you know, a whole day. What does a normal day look like for having 3 kids in homeschool? So when I was a young homeschool mom, I was researching like crazy. How do I do a regular day? What do I do when? Somebody tell me, please, somebody tell me. And I knew I was gonna be Charlotte Mason based. And let me start with that. So my homeschool is based off of a lot of Charlotte Mason things. I'm not 100% Charlotte Mason, I know that, but in doing my research, I felt like my personality style and my family fit really well with her philosophies and methods. So in going with Charlotte Mason, I wanted to share with you the basic things that kids need for Charlotte Mason style is they need a lot of time outside and in and around nature. They also need a lot of time to play and to explore and to do their own thing basically and to have time to process all the things that they've been hearing or reading. She also hates doing a lot of busy work, but each thing has to have a purpose. She does copy work and a little bit of math practice throughout the day. And then she thinks they need time to do crafts and skills and handicrafts and cooking, you know, things like that, and whatever the kids are interested in. So I've based my routine and day based off of these methods. Another thing I want to add for background before I get into what I do is my personality type. If you're interested on the Myers-Briggs, I'm an ENFP. And for the Enneagram, I am a nice, happy 7. But for my personality type, I knew that I needed structure, but not so structured that it was rigid and do this, do this, do this, do that. But I need some form of structure with flexibility within that structure. And it took me about 4 years to find this out. So when I started with school, I think I explored both. I think I did the no structure format, where it was like, oh, whatever we want to feel like doing today. Back when I had like 1 child, and that kind of worked. But then I've also tried the super structured, the whole at 9 o'clock we do this, at 9:30 we do that, etc., etc. And I've done that as well. So I've gone to both extremes, and I've found that I do not need either of those, because what happens is if I am not structured with my day, especially with 3 children, then I'm not productive, period. I get super distracted easily. We get off track. We have no track. I don't know where we're going. And there's sometimes where we can have fun with that. It is fun sometimes, but a lot of times we all get kind of agitated because nobody knows what's coming next. Nobody knows what's expected of them, especially some of my other more structured children who actually need that structure. I do have 1 child who doesn't need it as much, and she actually does better with less structure and less pressure, but there are 2 of my children that do need that structure. And so I've melded to my style and my children's style that have helped me find the routine and the structure we need. And then on the other hand is we can't be too rigid, because then I go crazy, and if I can't follow the schedule, then I feel defeated and like I'm a terrible homeschool mom, you know, like that whole problem. There's my background of why I do what I do and how I've come to the conclusion of a basic day for my 3 children. Some other important information, if you need to know, I have a almost 8-year-old, she'll be 8 on Thursday actually this week. So almost 8-year-old, a 5.5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So she's basically third-ish grade. And then I have a kindergartner, I have him about kindergarten level, and then my youngest is preschool, no school right now. So he's a tag-along. Today he's been playing with Legos all day. They're all over the floor right here. You can't see it, but and he just listens in. He loves reading though. I do read with him. Anyway, I'm getting off track. All right, so I have my daily plan. I printed this out and I post it on my whiteboard so I can glance at it. This is my ideal week. And you know, if you've been homeschooling for any amount of time, you know that ideal is rare, and you have some days you have that are ideal, and it's rarely that you get a whole week that goes ideally. I have had it happen maybe like once, but this is ideal. So I think it's good to come up with an ideal plan so you have a basis of what to go off of, but then you need to lower your expectations and realize that that's what you're shooting for, but is not reality. This plan I got from Plan Your Year kit I got from Pam Barnhill. I'll link hers in the description box as well. She's got a great forms to fill out to help you structure your day. I like the block plan. So this is, as what I was telling you, the block plan is where it's not necessarily going by times, but you have blocks of time that you do certain things in. And then within these blocks, it doesn't matter what order that happens, but you kind of just get that done in that block. And that works really well for me because I like having the direction, but it doesn't matter what order those all happen in, as long as they happen in that time. So I have morning block 1, that's the first early morning. I have morning block 2, morning block 3, and then we got the noon block, and then lastly we have our afternoon block. And that's my biggest block because it's supposed to be more the free time area of the day. So instead of boring you and reading through all this, I'll try to explain some of this here. So maybe I'll show it to you. I'm just gonna show you the plan and you can read and follow along while I read it. So basically every morning I try really hard to get breakfast done, time with my 3-year-old, and our morning jobs, which is most people call chores, but I've labeled it jobs in our family. But those are the getting dressed, unloading the dishwasher, all those things. So, and I've tried really hard. I schedule in chores because if I don't, they will not get done. And I make that part of my schooling routine because, especially for myself who's not very good at it, I've had to work really hard at managing the home while I manage the kids. So I schedule in time to do our morning chores there. So, and I put a time here. That's just an idea. It's never completely exactly that time, but it's just kind of to give me something to shoot for. So I know that if it's 10 o'clock and we haven't started morning jobs, yeah. So that's that. So then my next block of time, which actually, guys, to be honest, I think I've switched these again. I used to do it, or maybe I haven't. But to be honest, what I also like about the blocks is you can move them. So like, let's say you end up doing this at this time, then you can just do this next. And then it's still gonna get done. And I love that about block time. That's a little secret there, a little free secret for you. So this happens often, especially with these 3 blocks right here. I switch these around a lot. So for example, another block we have that is about an hour, I do our science or our history read aloud. That's what the RA stands for. Or a nature walk. I like doing the kind of fun, relaxing stuff because they get to play while I read, or they finish their breakfast, you know, things like that. Because then they kind of get their wiggles out before we sit down and do like the hard actual schoolwork. Or they just go play outside. And actually, that's what they've been doing lately. I've kind of backed off a little bit on read alouds, and they go play outside while I finish getting myself ready. So that's what I do there. Then. Okay, here's how I manage the 3 children. This is it's finally working with my 3-year-old. It was really, really tough last year with him being a toddler and kind of not playing well on his own, but he does play better on his own and with the other siblings. So we come in for snack at about 10 o'clock, and I finish our morning time stuff, which I did start at breakfast time, but we finish a Bible verse, our hymn, prayer, loop subjects, and memory work. We finish that while they eat snack. And then we get into our book work time. I work with my kindergartner first, while my oldest, my 3rd grader, plays with my 3-year-old. And then, or sometimes they don't even play together, they just play next to each other. And actually, he's been playing so well by himself lately that she will also do piano and handwriting while I work with my kindergartner. So that's not written on here, but that's a little secret is there. So then once I finish with my 5-year-old, he's done. He's done for the day. That's all I've required of him. He gets about 30 minutes, 40 minutes with me to do math and phonics and a little bit of handwriting. That's about all I do with him. And then he's done. So then he can go play either by himself or with the 3-year-old. Then while they're occupied, I work with my 3rd grader, and she gets about 45 minutes with me. Depending on the day, if she's working really well, we can get it done in 30 minutes. If she's not feeling it that morning, it can take a little longer, but we just go with the flow. So with her, again, I do our math and reading and writing, or language arts, basically. So that's the things, because they're still young. They still need me to work with them. The only thing she can do on her own, like I said, was handwriting and piano. She can do that on her own. Next, we move to our noon block. So this, like, hardly ever happens at the same time every day, but we generally, I send them outside, or they have free play if it's not nice weather. We have our lunch, we clean up after lunch, and then they have time to do reading alone, more piano if she hasn't finished it, and then some drawing, Legos, any play they want to do there. And then when I typed this up, my 3-year-old was still napping, but he's not napping now, so he gets story time with mom during this time. I read books with him, and we do a little quiet time together. So, yep. And then in the afternoon, I finish up language arts if we have not finished. And then my son plays with the neighbor's son. And then my daughter gets to do her crafting time. So that's what I was saying, like the Charlotte Mason things. They get plenty of time to do what they're interested in. Okay, so you got to look at my actual schedule, but I wanted to say that afternoon block, it's like 1 o'clock until dinner time, basically. So during that time, the kids have time to finish anything they didn't finish in the morning, or they have time to explore their interests. And like I was saying, my 5-year-old interest right now is video games, so he does get about 30 minutes or so every once in a while. I try not to do it every day, but you know, it's just like, mom, hashtag keeping it real. So he does do video games, but I also try to encourage him to do other things, Legos and stuff. But he also is very, very social. So he likes to play with the neighbor kids or have a friend over and things like that. So I let him go outside, play with the neighbor kids. So he does that. And then my oldest child, she likes crafting and creating, and sometimes she'll create computer games, which is actually pretty cool, and stop motion videos. She likes to do that. She also just does hands-on stuff all the time, sewing, building things, clay, modeling, Play-Doh, I don't know, just painting, drawing. She's very, very crafty and artsy. So I give her plenty of time in the afternoon to do that. And again, my 3-year-old just kind of tags along. He'll play ABC Mouse. He just tags along. And that's also the time that, now that my 3-year-old's not napping, it's really nice to just be able to leave the house if we need to during that time. That's when we have play dates. That's when we go run errands. And that's when I do a lot of my work, because I work from home. So like filming this YouTube video, it's in the afternoon right now, 2:40. So there you go. I'm in my afternoon block right now, and they're upstairs playing quietly. So there you go. I hope that explains how I do my homeschool day and week with my 3 children. So what about you? What do you do? Do you have 3 kids? What do you do for your whole day? How do you make it work? What do you do with your youngest child while your oldest children work with you? Or if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to discuss them with you. I would love to share with you any resources I found. Oh yeah, some great tools that I found is the Pam Barnhill Plan Your Year packet that you can get free by just giving her your email address. Also, Misty Winkler has tons and tons of organization resources and time management resources, and she's helped me a ton over the last year. So it's not specifically towards homeschool, but she is a homeschool mom of 5, so you can check out hers as well. So that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to go check out Toshiba's video and the others as well. Toshiba, I know, has 5 children, so if you're interested in hearing more about that, go check out her video. If you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to see more videos. My recent series is the Easily Distracted Homeschool Mom. So if you're like me, I would love to share with you the tools and the tricks that I have found that have helped me with that. So thank you, and be sure to check out the other tools I've mentioned, and I'll put the links in the description box. Hope you guys have a great day and happy homeschooling. Bye.